in here likes reading? I do. My all-time favorite genres are fantasy and romance. I'm pretty sure the majority of the human population has read the Harry Potter books. The Harry Potter series in total have 7 books. We, as the readers, we follow Harry's journey from when he first discovered he was a wizard into finally defeating he who shall not be named. You might wonder, what does Harry Potter and books have to do with my TED Talk? Well, a lot actually. Hi everyone, my name is Nicole Megasari, and in my TED Talk, I'll be explaining my thoughts, experience, and life. As a kid, have you guys ever wanted to grow up so badly, but then when you do grow up, you want to be a kid again? Don't lie, we've all been there. Now, let me tell you a story. When I was around 7 years old, my family took me to this large playground called Lollipop. They also invited my other cousins who were around the same age as me. And my cousins were having the time of their life. They were riding on the slides, they were playing flying fox, and etc. But me, I was standing in the corner and I was just calling. I was in my emo child phase, and I'm pretty sure all of us have been on that stage. And eventually, my mother and older cousin noticed that I wasn't playing with other kids. And my mother asked me, "Why aren't you playing? Go have fun. You're still a kid. Enjoy your time." Again, I ignored and I thought to myself, this is lame. And then my older cousin bent down and said to me, "Look, I'm 25 years old and I would even sell my liver to be able to be a kid again." At 7-year-old, I didn't really understand what my cousin meant. But fast forward 7 years later, I finally understand the feeling of wanting to be a child again and not deal with the many responsibilities of adulthood. Reading books such as Harry Potter, The Chronicles of Narnia, Six of Crows, and romance books such as Me Before You and Pride and Prejudice have taught me a lot. Learning books doesn't just give you knowledge, but it also gives you a life lesson and gives you value. In the next slide, I will show you these 4 zones. Let's look at these 4 zones. There's the comfort zone, the fear zone, the learning zone, and finally the growth zone. Now, in books, our main characters go through all of these 4 zones. Like in Harry Potter, the comfort zone will be when Harry was still in the Muggle world and he was with the Dudleys. And the fear zone will be when he finally discovered he was a wizard and then he just went to the wizarding world. And the learning zone will be where Harry finally adapted to his life in the wizarding world and in Hogwarts. And the growth zone will be when he finally defeated he who shall not be named. Now, guess what? Each and every one of us also go through these 4 zones like the main characters in a book. Because why? Because we are the main characters of our own story. You can see this little line that starts off from the comfort zone and then it goes to the growth zone. This straight arrow symbolizes that we will go through each of these zones one by one and step by step. But I personally disagree with this arrow. I don't think that we will follow this path. The proper visual representation of these arrows look like this. And yes, it's messy, but then that's just how life is. We can't always expect to be on a smooth path. We go up and down, we go left and right, and sometimes we even go swirly. Each of us will be hit with different responsibilities and difficulties in our life. And each of us will overcome these difficulties in our own way. We won't always do it in the same manner. And as long as your main goal is to grow and be better, then it doesn't matter how your journey through these 4 zones look like. Either it goes sideways, forward, backwards, anyway, it's all fine. One tip and advice I can give you when going through these 4 zones is that happiness should be gratitude and sadness should be patience. Many researchers and psychologists have devoted their time to show what are the signs that we're making progress in life. You might be wondering, how do I know if I am moving from one zone to the other? How would I know if I'm making any progress? Well, these are my versions of the sign that you're making progress. The first one is slowing down. Now, when I say slowing down, I don't necessarily mean that you're like walking slowly like a turtle, like this. No. When I say slowing down, I mean that you're not in a rush to do things. You're not in a rush to go to the future, and that you're enjoying time as it is. You're enjoying the present as it is. Because you shouldn't try to rush everything all at once, because you'll be stressed out. And when you're in the future, you look back and think, I wish I enjoyed the present better. I wish I enjoyed that time better. The second sign that you're making progress in life is you want to change. I understand that change can be scary, since we are uncertain of the things that might happen if we do change, if we change our diet, if we change our hairstyle, if we change our lifestyle. I understand it can all be scary, but then change will help us have more opportunities in the future. And when you want to change, it means that you are mature enough to go out of your comfort zone and be a risk taker. The third rule is let go of the past. Sometimes we walk with this sack of burden on our backs, and they're all from the past. The past is past, the present is present, and the future is future. You shouldn't ever try to mix them together. I understand that some of us have very sad past, and that we're scared to go to present or go to future. But then, if we keep carrying these sacks on our back, then we won't be able to take the next step into the future. The fourth one is you want to express your emotions. Some people are scared to express their emotions because they're scared what others might think of you. Well, I'm here to tell you that you're human, and that whether you feel sad or feel happy or feel disgusted or any other emotion, the first thought that comes in your mind shouldn't be, oh, will others think I'm odd? Will others think I'm weird? Never think that. Don't hide your emotions deep down inside. You should be willing to express them. You'll be more comfortable with your emotions, or you'll be able to recognize more when you finally express them. And my fifth sign is you know your worth. Some people think they don't have purpose in life, or they think they're worthless. And I don't think anyone should ever think that. We are brought into this world, and we all have a purpose in life. If you ask me, so what's my purpose in life? Well, I can't answer that because I also don't know what's my purpose in life. But then I'm on a journey to discover that purpose. We are all on that journey to find that purpose in life. Some people might also think they're worthless because they compare themselves to others. You might think, oh, she's prettier than me. Oh, she's smarter than me. Oh, he's taller than me, and blah, blah, blah. I want you all to know that we all shine with our own strength and weakness. And if everybody is the same, then what's the point? We can't all be the same. We're all unique in our own different ways. Next. Many bloggers, journalists, researchers, even celebrities have showed their versions of the 7 rules of life. And this is my version of the 7 rules of life based on my own personal experience. The first one is confidence is key. The key to what exactly? The key to a brighter day. You might ask, how do I gain confidence? Does it really help you? Well, right now, I'm standing on the stage talking in front of you guys, and confidence will really help me when expressing my thoughts and emotions. And how do you gain more confidence? Well, a tip that's helped me for years is this: a mirror. Now, I might sound like the evil stepmother from Snow White, but a mirror is your ultimate best friend when you're trying to gain confidence and trying to boost your self-esteem. When you wake up, look in the mirror, look at yourself, and give yourself compliments. I swear that is the most amazing feeling in the world, where you have confidence in yourself and you believe in yourself and you believe in the decisions that you will make for the betterment of your own life. Now, my next rule could be a little bit debatable. My second rule is attitude over knowledge. I believe in attitude over knowledge. And after a lot of research, it turns out I wasn't the only one who thought this. Carol Dweck, who is a psychologist who devoted her entire career on the studies of attitude and performance, stated in her final research that your attitude is a better predictor of your success than your IQ. My third rule is don't force your smiles and your eyes can't lie. Now, what do I mean by this? How do I explain this third rule? With a story. Let me think. When I was in the 6th grade, me and my friend were walking up to class and we were excited to know our test score for our recent summative. I studied super hard for that test. And when I got it, I was thrilled because it turns out I passed and I got the score that I wanted and I got the score that I thought I deserved. So I was like happy, like, oh my gosh, yes, I got the score. But then I was about to go to my friend and express how happy I am. But then I took a glance at her paper and it turns out she didn't pass. I thought to myself that she might think I'm overreacting or being selfish if I were to show my emotions because she just failed the test. Another story is me and my best friend had this huge fight. And of course, I was sad about it because she was my dear friend. And my mother knocked on my door and then I tried to wipe my tears away, not showing any sadness. And then she said, get ready, we're going to your cousin's birthday party. And a birthday party is usually a very fun and lively atmosphere. So I didn't want to ruin that atmosphere. I decided to put my feelings aside and just put on a brave face to go to the party. But it turns out, since I didn't express my emotions, I didn't feel good about myself. I just stand there and didn't socialize with anyone. And by my third rule, I am telling you guys to express yourself and express the emotions you have. Because if you tend to hide your emotions deep down inside, then one day your emotions will overcome you. It will affect your attitude and will affect the way you make decisions in life. My fourth rule is, so what if you like it? So what if you like reading? So what if you like writing? So what if you like painting? So what if you like this and that? You might say, oh, but then people think that I'm too old to like this, or I'm too young to like this, or liking this means you're cringy or outdated or something. Well, it's your life. If you want to like it, go ahead. You shouldn't care what others think about your likingness. If you like it, then just do it. Don't care what others think because it is your life and you are in control on how you want to run it. My fifth rule is have courage. One example of courage is me right now. I'm standing on the stage, and if I were to listen to this cloud of fear that stood before me before I went on the stage, if I were to listen to it, I wouldn't have been on the stage. Some of us, we also encounter this fear of clouds. And I understand, and I personally understand that we're all scared of something. I'm scared of something, you're scared of something, we're all scared of something. But we should never let fear get in the way of the next step in our life. If I were to let fear control me, I wouldn't have been on the stage. I wouldn't have known what it was like to talk in front of an audience. I wouldn't have known what it's like to express my thoughts and opinions. My sixth rule is hard work pays off. Have you guys ever studied for a test and you studied day and night, hours on end, and then when you get the score, it's not up to your expectation? I mean, I've been there, you've been there, we've all been there. And by my sixth rule, I'm not saying that your final test score is the end result. The journey is better. And when I say hard work, your hard work in the journey. Because when you're studying for an exam or for a test, you learn a lot, you gain more knowledge, and you gain more skills. Even if your final score is bad or terrible, at least the skills and knowledge you picked up through your journey is worth it and it pays off. And you will also use these skills and knowledge in the future. So it's not just going to waste. And lastly, my favorite rule is the seventh one. There are better days ahead. And my most favorite and inspirational quote is, "It is not always easy, but that's life. Be strong because there are better days ahead." Some of you guys might be feeling that today is a bad day, or today is a bad week, a bad month, or even a bad year. And some of you guys might want to just give up right now and then. But I'm telling you right now, please don't give up. Because if you give up now, you won't know what the future lies for you, and you don't know what the many adventures you will feel in the future. Your future is still bright. There's still many steps away ahead. You've gone this far. It's a shame to go back, isn't it? I won't know what the future lies for me, and I also won't know what the future lies for you. We all have different fates, and there are some happy endings and some sad endings. When you read a book, do you read the entire thing? Do you read until the ending? No, right? You read the entire thing. You get excited in the introduction. You might be curious in the rising action. You might cry in the falling action. And then you have the ending. I won't know what the next chapter of my life holds, and you won't as well. But won't it be an interesting journey to find out? Thank you.